How's it? Today's Tuesday, February 20th. Back squats with some overhead press today. Today was pretty hard. I think that I mentioned it last week that I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing the back squats the same way that I was doing them last week. But I talked with my coach Steve, and he said, if my sleep goes well and my diet is a little bit better, then there's no reason why I can't back squat 152 for a set of three with a couple down sets. And for the most part, I think he was right. I think that when I'm looking through how I lifted today, I feel like if I warmed up a little bit better, I think this is true always. You can always warm up a little bit better. At least me. I always tend to warm up a little bit less because I don't want to waste energy with not maximal effort movements. And that's been true of me basically my whole lifting career. I think today would have benefited a bit from a little bit more sets and reps on the way up to 152. But yeah, I think today I today changed because when I got to 152, my top set I did the first rep and it was hard as shit. I did a second rep that I nearly failed, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do a third rep. And then I actually went back to watch the video, and I was like, if I just keep my technique correct and be a little more diligent with where my hips are in space, I can make 3 reps. Or I could have made 3 reps on that last set, or on the first set. And I was like, shit, I should probably just go back and redo at least for a single to make 3 total reps. And I talked to Keith. Keith was like, yeah, do 2 so you can get, technically a little bit more volume, even though you did separate it in the 2 sets. And that's exactly what I did. You'll see here, this is my last warm up here at 140. This is my first set at 152. So you'll see that's my first rep. That's where I was like, okay, this is going to be hard. Didn't even know if I could do the second rep. Speed on that second rep was very, very, very bad. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. And so look at this one here. You'll see what I was trying to mention earlier. But a lot better on that first rep. Second rep is probably like borderline whether or not I can do a third rep or not. Like I do make this rep here. It was a lot better than that second rep on the first set. And then I'm like, do I go for a third one? And then I was like, no. Keith was like, yeah, do it. I was like, no, never mind. After that, I called my coach, Steve, because I was like, yo, that shit was hard. I don't know. I don't know if I should be doing the down sets at the weight that they were supposed to be. So I was supposed to do 139 for 3 sets of 5. And then he was like, well, maybe we just do 135 and then give yourself a little bit more time to ramp up to a heavier 3 sets of 5. And I think that was a good move. I feel like a lot of these reps on the down sets, I'm just not executing correctly. I think that somewhere along the line, I don't remember how to squat. My knee is hurting, that left knee, that kind of at the top of my knee, where if I warmed up better, if I had a little bit more time to get my hamstrings activated or firing, shout outs to Chris, I get my hamstrings firing, then I think that a lot of these problems wouldn't be happening. I also think that if I lean further forward, it would be a lot easier too. But it is what it is. I did make all 3 sets of 5 at 135. And for what it's worth, I feel like I'm still moving in the right direction. So that is a big, big, big positive, even though today was very hard. Today was like RPE 10. After the back squats, I did some overhead presses. And good news is my shoulder is feeling hella sick, bro. It feels like it feels like I'm not really injured. It feels like it might be just a little bit uncomfortable, like in some positions, but for like 90% of the movement, I'm moving well. And like for what it's worth, there are some times when I'm cleaning or snatching that sometimes one part of the movement hurts a little bit, like maybe my wrist hurts or something like that. It's like one of those, that's how it feels, or it feels like it's so inconsequential that I feel like I am, dare I say, back to where I was. I don't know. But 5 sets of 5 at 50 is pretty light still. I think that once I get around 70, then I would be confident to say that like I'm back, right? After that, I did my split squats, some dips. Dips felt awesome as well for my shoulder. Last week, I just tried my best to get my elbow to extend, so I didn't have a super like big stress on my shoulder. But today, I didn't really do that. Today, I kind of just went as I went. As I went, it would go. Speed was like whatever, and then I got as probably as deep as I could, where my elbow is completely closed. So that's a real big positive sign. And then I did some back extensions with some GHD hamstring curls. Also do want to make a mention to everybody who's commented on my videos last week. It means a lot to have support. Like I don't even know what type of impact I have on anybody watching this. But it's heartwarming to see that people from across the world are just showing support. Last week was hard for a lot of reasons, but I feel like I'm in a better place now, and I think that I'm ready to just get the fuck up, because Simon says get the fuck up. But yeah, today was good. Like, it was hard, but it was good, and I think those are the days that I like the most. Days that I feel like I'm accomplished. And I feel like I came in challenging myself and was able to kind of rise up, sort of. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.